Open up. UOPN.
Welcome to Whole Lotta.
Hello. Welcome to Whole Lotta.
And
Whole lot of topics
a lot of gossip.
and a whole lot of fun. So as you can see, we have another special guest. We've been having guests here and there. And we got a really good guest, Kathleen. How are you, Kath?
Hi. I'm so
Hey,
honored
girl.
to be at a whole
We're
lot.
Kathleen, but we're gonna talk about that. So we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about the serious things for a little bit, but we're gonna have some fun today. What do you guys? Hey, Sadell. Hey, Mom. What are you guys drinking?
I am drinking a Corona because Corona, and really delicious. Love it.
You're drinking Corona because of Corona.
Yes.
You catch Corona from Corona.
Yes, you cannot catch Corona from Corona. No.
No. A lot of people didn't know that in the beginning. No.
So I see, what are you drinking?
I am drinking today wine
Okay.
What?
with a shot of vodka.
What's it called?
I like that.
It's called Monday Madness.
Monday Madness. I like that.
It's Monday, right? Yeah.
It's fucking Monday. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna steal that because I had another answer, but I'm gonna say Money Maker Monday because that's a little thing. And this is just wine with some pineapple juice. I didn't put no
Nice.
hard stuff in there.
Very cool.
So I wanted to talk about something serious today because we can't ignore what's going on. We're all home because it's 11 o'clock curfew in New York City. And that is because all the protests of Floyd and everybody doing justice for Floyd. So we really didn't talk about it too much because a lot happened recently. Like there were protests over the weekend worldwide. So what do you think about what's going on with the protests and what's going on with Floyd?
First of all, I want to say rest in peace to George Floyd. So protesting, I understand people are angry. They're messing up our communities, and that's an issue for me. I think we're thinking with emotions, but we need to be more practical because they don't listen to us when we're emotional. They think we're just being emotional Black people, and that's all we do. So I do think we need to revisit it and come as a team and do something more productive. The president, my favorite person, he is not. He is really irking me. Today I watched a lot of press with, and he's, it's just interesting that he's our leader, and that's a little scary for me that he's leading us to nowhere. So, yeah, it's just crazy. It's sad. Yeah, it's crazy.
It really is sad. What about you, Kat? How do you feel?
I emulate what Sasi is saying. I feel two ways about it. I feel like a lot of us have to keep going and keep moving in the direction that we're moving because I feel like we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. And so I think our ability to have spaces like this where we can talk and, create and go after what we want, I feel like it's incredibly important that we keep doing those things because that's how we win. We keep going. We don't let the travesties that are going on right now keep us down. If someone knocks you down, we stand and we shout in your place. We're going to keep moving. I think African Americans are some of the most resilient human beings on the earth. And it's really cool to see us rising. But I understand the emotional outpouring. I understand it. I connect with it. And it's completely understandable. The one thing that I would say, not as a criticism, but as something that people need to understand, real change is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And it's certainly, as Sasi said, not an emotional reaction. The bus boycott went on for 10, 12 years before they saw actual change. That's a lot of different voting cycles. That's a lot of organization. And I feel like we get emotionally caught up in these things and we don't realize how important it is to organize, to start working on registering voting and getting things on ballots and, actually really trying to evoke change is a concerted effort by a lot of people, and it takes a lot of time. So I feel like I want to be a part of more conversations like that instead of tweets and protests and you know what I'm saying. I feel like we need to talk more about organization and progress and what are we going to do to change the dynamic.
I agree. I feel like what they're saying with the looting, I feel like a lot of the people who are looting is not. It's like I feel like the videos I've seen with young kids, like young Black kids, a lot of white people are looting, and they're using this as excuses to run amok. So I understand what people are saying. I understand what you're saying about emotions. I'm not saying I'm okay with looting. I understand the looting, but if you're just looting just for the sake of to get a Coach purse or something like that, we have a cause. But there were a lot of peaceful protests, which was good. I think it was more peaceful protests than not. So that's a good thing. I feel like it's a step in the right direction. There are cops walking, there are cops kneeling. So we're all doing good. Even me and Saucy had a conversation with some cops over the weekend. So I think it's going in the right direction, but unfortunately some of the emotional stuff is going to happen until there's a change. Trump,
Please.
Yeah. What are we going to say about Trump that everyone has not said about Trump? The only thing I'm going to say quickly about Trump is every time I watch him speak now, I think of Alec Baldwin because he's dead on with that, like dead on in the mouth. So I always think about Alec Baldwin when he
and movements.
Everything, the squinting, that's the only thing. But I wanted us to talk about it a little bit, because it's going on. We're going to dig in more next week. We're talking about Black Lives Matter, Black men, but I still wanted to touch because it's going on. So we're going to switch gears a little bit about the fun stuff. We're going to be entertained. So, Kathleen, I want you to tell us about Fat Girl Dance. So Kathleen is the creator, right?
Yes.
Of Fat Girl Dance. Something I was a part of. I talked about it a little bit before. A little bit. I was a part of it a little bit. And I want you to tell us about it, what happened. And it blew up. You had a commercial and all that. I wasn't in the commercial. I wasn't mad because I only did a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't do that much for me to be on the commercial. But I want you to talk to us a little bit about that.
So Fat Girls Dance is an online platform and body positivity movement. Our primary objective is to disrupt stereotypes through the universal language of dance. So there is lots of dancing on our social media. I won't say primarily plus size women. It's only plus size women, fat women. That's what the platform is for. And so the idea is if you continue to see fat bodies in a positive light, we will start to shift the ideas about what fat bodies can do, because there's a lot of negative connotation around fat people and fat bodies. If you're fat, then you're lazy. If you're fat, then you are tired. If you're fat, then you chose it. And even it's not just other people who feel that way. Fat people believe this about themselves. All of these negative ideas, because it's the only information that's out there, right?
Yeah.
So shifting the information, shifting the stereotypes, and shifting people's ideas of what fat people could do. So, I've met, there's this amazing woman in Atlanta who's plus size. She runs 6 miles a day. I know skinny people who would die if they did that. All of these incredible feats, fat bodies who work out every day, who weight lift, who do all these incredible things. So the idea that fat people are lazy is bullshit. And also it's an important conversation that needs to happen about fat activism and body positivity. So that's what we do. And from 2016 to 2017, we started by just being an online challenge. We did a dance every week for a year. About 15 girls, Jolanda was one of those girls, came in and out, and we did dances online. And we got a lot of notoriety. We got a lot of people excited. And we did end up doing a commercial with Dove Real Beauty Products and Shonda Rhimes. We've been all over the internet. We've been all over the world dancing and doing workshops and stuff like that. And currently I'm working on finally completing the Fat Girls Dance book, so that now it works.
Yay!
Yeah.
I must say, well, me and Saucy was supposed to hop on one. We supposed to do one. No, we supposed to do a whole lot of one. Saucy,
We're still gonna do it. I have
a whole lot of one
happening. It's still gonna happen. I don't. You guys are off the hook just because I'm on the show. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Saucy, right?
Well, well, what happened was I woke up one morning and Javonda was dancing with Kat. I didn't get the memo. I would have did it that day. I just got to alert that Whole Lotta was dancing. It didn't say dancing, but it said Whole Lotta's live. And I said, oh, we are? Because I'm not. But then, and then Javonda was like doing her thing. And I was like, okay.
No, I'm not talking about that, but we were supposed to plan one, remember? We supposed to
yes.
like a slow one. We're supposed to do all of that.
We're going to do it. It's going to be great. It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
This one is good, y'all.
Wait.
No, I'm really shy, but I'll do it.
Yes.
I'm shy too, so believe it or not.
I don't have any rhythm in my 30s. I used to be popping in my 30s, but now it's like a pop. Like, I can't really, I don't know. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
You are. It's going to be great.
I must say, like, I did a little bit, like, I feel like when you get older, like, I feel like you're more, the less fearless you are. I can say for myself. So I danced in high school. I was always a big girl. But to do this, like, Kathleen didn't know this, but I was so hesitant because I was nervous about how we were going to be received, what people were going to say, like, all the negative feedback. Because, like, what you were saying, being plus size was, very stereotype, negative things. So I was really scared. But once I did the first one, I was like, oh, well, whoever got to say something got something to say. Mm-hmm. And the first one I did, I was sick. So I missed one of the rehearsals. So I hated it. Kathleen says it was fine.
It was great. You did Giannis.
You did good.
Giannis Marshall choreography. And for those of you guys who don't know what Giannis Marshall choreography is, he only does heel dances, and he got us rolling all over the goddamn floor. And it was amazing. She did a great job, and that dance was really fucking hard, and I hated it, but we did it.
Oh, I know it was Eve.
What song was it? I forgot what song it was. It was a poppin' song. Was it Sierra?
It was Sierra, yes.
Yeah.
Body Party.
No, but I'm glad to do that. I'm glad. I feel like it gave me a lot of confidence to just say, you know what, I can do this. It's okay, and like forget all the negative stereotypes. Because people are gonna have something to say about you regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the tough part of it. But I did love it. So you said you're gonna do a book. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh yes, the book. So I started Fat Girls Dance as an online experiment for the book. And so this is just a manifestation of what we've been working on from the beginning, which is creating a narrative of plus size women doing the thing they think they cannot do over and over again. And how does that change you? And how does that motivate you? And what happens in your lives? And I have tons of interviews, as you know, Joe, tons of video footage, tons of really great stories that we're turning to. So it's going to be a novel. We're calling it Based on a True Story. So it is going to be a novel. It is going to be technically fiction, but you will recognize everybody in that book.
Am I any?
Everybody's in it. You're gonna at least see some person who you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's me. It's really, really good. I'm working with this really great writing coach. I already have some lit agents already interested in it. So I'm super excited about the direction it's going. It's just, it's a lot of work. I am more into this book than, I wrote a book before I finished this one, and I put more into this book than I've put into anything. I want it to be really good. And so I'm definitely stressing about it. But
you'll do amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lassie. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a dance. I promise.
I know you are. I'm not gonna let it go until you do. So.
I'm a dance for your book signing.
Oh, Lassie dance at my book signing. I would actually.
I would do a solo. I'd be like, I got you. I'm done. I got you.
I have a quick question though, like before we move on. So what would you because I feel like I can say as a plus size woman for myself, it's very challenging sometimes with confidence and always feeling good. Like, what would you think? Like for you, because you're a confident person, you've always been a confident person. What do you think, like, the number one thing for a person who's trying to, maybe that confidence isn't there because of their size and they're trying to get it? Like, what kind of advice would you give?
The advice I've been cultivating, I get this question a lot. The advice that I've been cultivating that worked for me, and I believe can work. I'm about to do a really short ebook about it. But it's really just, it's that process. It's two things, right? So 91% of us are socialized to hate ourselves, right? And that's a lot of damage between that hate our bodies. So between 0 to 7 years old, those are the messages that women are getting. The majority of women in America, right? So unpacking all that and dealing with all that is a lot of work. So you have to kind of heal. You have to kind of have this conversation with yourself, almost like go into therapy with yourself, the way you would have like relationship counseling, like go into therapy with yourself and be like, I am so sorry for all the negative shit I've been saying to you. Because we do it without thinking about it. And if we had a friend, if I was hanging out with Saucy and Joe just kept saying really fucked up things to Saucy all the time, I'd be like, Saucy, why are you hanging out with her? She's like really rude. Like, she calls you fat. She goes, that does not work. Look at your belly. Look at your arms. Ew. Like, if anyone verbally to you that way, it would be an abusive relationship. And so we're in these really abusive relationships with ourselves. And I think confronting that and telling yourself that it's not normal, telling yourself that it's not cool, telling yourself that you don't really have to operate in this way, I think it's a really important thing. And so after you do the healing practice, I say approach it exactly the way you would approach any relationship that you're trying to get into. Go ahead and spend a lot of time with yourself. I feel like having to see my body dance for a year, watching it in a mirror, and then additionally having to watch it on video all the time, almost every single day, that really shifted the perspective I had about my body. And it made me stop. At first, it was like, oh God, you were so fat. Look how much you're jiggling. Oh my God. That was my first reaction. Yeah. And then after that, the longer it was like, oh, you're kind of dope. You kind of killed that move. You killed that choreo. I didn't think you could do it. Wow. It started to shift from, oh, you're so gross, to look how impressed I am with you. You're kind of cool. I think I love you. I do love you. So it's kind of like, it's like an 80s movies montage, but it took a year. Like, I'm making it into a montage, but it took a year for me to get to the point where I was always cool with myself, but self-love took more work, like building a relationship, spending time, doing things with my body that I like dancing and, hanging out, kickboxing, whatever. And then, getting okay with my sexuality. I know it might be personal, but masturbation literally scientifically helps you love yourself. It does. It does. Like, masturbation scientifically helps. So the largest, this is real scientific for just a second. The largest amount of dopamine the body can release is when you give birth. And that is because your body has been in such pain that your body wants you to love this thing that it just pushed out. So you get this huge rush of dopamine and you see the baby and you're crying and shit. It's because you're high off dopamine, right? It's the same thing when you have an orgasm. Orgasm is the second biggest release of dopamine. So you orgasm, you come and you're like, ah. And you ever had an orgasm from a man or a woman and you look at that guy, you're like, I fucking love you. You don't love him, you're high. It's just, you're high on dopamine.
I've been there, yeah.
Especially if you like really, you're like, I love you. It's not.
You look at him all cross-eyed. You're like,
yeah. We gotta come back and talk about that a little more, like the difference between like love and lust. That's another topic for me.
Yeah, that's another topic. But the bottom line is, you can masturbate, look yourself in the mirror, and get the same shit. You can fall in love with yourself. It's a body hack. That shit really works. I mean, all the things that you do to fall in love with an individual, do them with yourself. Sexuality, spend time with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror a lot. You're going to start to see a change.
I love that. We're going to go on. Saucy. Thank you guys. Very good. Saucy, can you read the comments? Can you see the comments or no?
No, because I'm on my phone. So,
I'll read them. So we had Shiara said, hey, Liz, hey, Shiara. Liz said, hey, pretty girls. Hey, you guys. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. She always said, damn, I missed that. I don't know what she was talking about. She said she loved it. Thank you. And she said, yes. So this is kind of connected to what we're talking about. So I want to get both of y'all a face. So you want to go first? So,
why? Because I have on a flower jacket.
I love the flowery. I like flowers.
Yes, flower jacket.
Yes, flowery jacket. Yes, that's why you want her.
I'm joking. I'm feeling the masturbation. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, that's what happened.
Right now, not right now. No.
So I was in this group. I left the group. It's called Thick Like Cornbread, and it's about thick girls.
You said dick like cornbread?
Thick like cornbread.
Thick like cornbread. Got it.
No.
Okay, does it taste like cornbread? I was so confused. Okay, go ahead.
So there was this big thing, like a whole 2 weeks that ended up leaving because all the guys were kind of talking about. One, they were saying plus size women, they were saying that they like BBWs, but they want a certain body type. They want a certain shape, like the hourglass shape and stuff like that. So I wanted to get you guys' opinion let me say what you guys think about. What do you guys? So basically, there was a woman. She posted maybe she didn't have the best body, or rather, the shape was not appealing to the guys in the group. So they kept talking about it, kept disrespecting certain women in certain shapes. They kind of went in on the SBBW, the supersized one. Some of them saying they prefer a smaller BBW. So how do you feel about these certain groups with BBWs, we're talking about with confidence, and how the men are kind of picking the women apart by body types and preferences?
So I'm going first. Okay. So everyone's preference is their preference, right? Okay. But if you're in a group that supports BBWs, you shut the fuck up. You don't make any negative comments about anybody that's a BBW. That's like I'm in a bearded. What was that thing? Beard matter.
Tats or something? I don't know.
That's like me saying if a guy puts up a beard and it's bald spotty, right? Me bashing him because he has bald spot. No, it's a beard. I'm gonna respect people in the group. Now, there's nothing wrong with liking a curvier big girl, or liking a big girl with more boobs, or a big girl with little boobs, or big ass. That's your own preference. But if you're in a group, you should respect every member of the group. Point blank, period. It's no going around that. I'm sorry. And they should have been kicked out the group.
That was the thing. They did not get kicked out, so that's why I ended up leaving. I'm gonna go next. Cat, you can finish out, but
no, go ahead.
I thought about it. I feel like men do it to women, period, plus size or not, and that's why we are doing all that stuff to ourselves, because they just go in on our bodies and what they like and what they don't like. And for them, it's it's not being rude, it's what I like. But it's like you said, if you're in a big girl group, if you don't like it, you can scroll up. I don't understand why you have to put posts and comments. One guy was like, "Oh, I like a fit, thick woman." Post if you're fit and thick. It's and then it causes jealousy between other women because, all right, I'm not fit and thick, so I don't like the fit and thick girl that posts. So I may put a little shade and hate. It just divides us, and I feel I don't even know what the answer is for us women to not get the guys to be douchebaggy. But I just left. That's why I left the group, because I was saying that they should remove the guys. He didn't, so I left. So that's my thing. I feel I
have a question. So what does fit and thick mean? Because you could be skinny and not fit. So what does that even mean? You don't what?
Bullshit to me.
He posted a picture of a muscle girl, one of those athletes that are thick thighs, they were slim.
Well, he's not gonna find what he's with that people realistic with their expectations, because, and I want to say this too, because men are very confident. They can look horrible, right? But I have had guys that come up to me missing teeth, bummy. It is crazy because it's a woman would never do that to a man, but men have so much confidence, and it's they need to be brung down a little bit, because no, you can't have the expectation when you're looking like Carl Winslow. There's nothing wrong with Carl Winslow, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You have to fit. You can't request something.
Carl Winslow. No, I'm just kidding.
You said what's wrong with Carl Winslow? There's nothing wrong with him, but he was just the first person. It's nothing wrong with him, but I'm just saying, men will look like that but want Beyonce. But if a woman looks like Carl Winslow, she can't get Chris Brown? No, that doesn't add up to me.
I
I
completely
don't get it. I'm sorry. It
I
annoys
completely
the shit out of me.
I feel like there is the fundamental problem is where people place their value, right? Men's value is not based on their looks. I mean, you see what I would call a thrashed motherfucker with a chick who's just completely awesome because she sees his potential. Men don't date women on potential. They just don't.
Hello.
They're very much our value in society. I'd say up until now, still now a little bit though, our value has been in our looks and our ability to catch a man and ability to procreate. So everything we do is around that, instead of, trying to, I don't know, build. If I told, a woman, your bank account really isn't looking that well, you need to do a little better, she wouldn't be as hurt as much as I said, your hair is just wow. She'd be more hurt by that because society has told us that's where our value is, right? And men are supposed to provide. I'm supposed to be hot. So right. I feel like they have the right, especially as the top sex, they have the right to say things about you and pick you apart that they really don't have the right to do. But it's us who need to create. It's us who need to create and understand and decide, hey, that behavior really isn't okay. Hey, you picking me apart physically is not okay. But I would go as far as to say the problem is we allow the men to do it because we do it. We pick each other apart and we treat each other like shit. So I feel like once we decide it's no more, men, we create the culture that we want men to live in. Once all that Me Too shit started happening, there was some pushback, but I have noticed men kind of watch what the fuck they say a little bit more. And once we start shifting the culture, then it won't happen anymore. If every woman, Joe left, but if every fucking woman in that feed was like, we're all out.
Yeah.
He would have changed.
It would be no group. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, we have to decide that we don't take that shit anymore. We have to decide that you're not going to tear down girls and we're not going to tear down each other and you're not going to tear us down. Fuck you very much. We're out. We'll go be in another group.
Real quick, to piggyback what you said about men being the financial, right? The funny thing is some of these men are not even meeting those standards anymore.
No.
So I'm sorry. I'm not going to be hot if you're not. Like, you cannot come and no. The stability that men financially that they give, some of that is out the window. So you're not going to tell me that I need a tummy tuck or you need a better job. Like, so I think we need to equal it out. Like, we're not doing it.
And that's what I'm saying. You still want me to have this standard of my values in my body, but you have completely lost the standard of you're going to take care of me. We have way more education than men right now. We go to school more. We get better jobs. Businesses that hire predominantly more women than men financially do better. Like, we're winning in the game. We're slaying in the game. And I'm okay with you not slaying in the game, but you're not going to meet me financially. And you're dick. Get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Men are so much on the 50-50, like you said, which is fine. But you can't say, like men say women want it both ways. You can't have it both ways. If we 50-50, then I'm working too. So maybe I can't go to the gym every single day because I got a job, you got a job. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And work out with me. We can walk together. That's another thing. It's a partnership. Yeah. So I'm meeting you halfway when you're not meeting ends meet. Meet me halfway when my stomach is sticking over my jeans. I'm sorry.
And the thing about when you're plus size, your shape is your shape. So you see, like plus size women, some women are gonna have this. Everybody's gonna have a different body. Nobody has the exact same body type unless you have plastic surgery. So what I said in the group is like, some women are going to be shaped one way, and some women are going to be shaped another way, but they're all plus size women. But I like that. You should have all that.
But that's the beauty of women. We're all different shapes and sizes. If we all look the same, it would not be a colorful, we cannot all be an hourglass, boom, boom. No, we are different for a reason. Right. I don't understand. Men are different for a reason. We have some short men, some tall men, some little men, some big men. It's We're not gonna talk about that though, but you know.
Oh yeah. No, but can we talk about that for a second? Because I feel like you're sitting here dropping your preferences and this, and I like this chick and this chick, slim, thick, slim, hair like this, your braids got to be like this, and then I say, I don't really want a short guy. Oh, so that's how y'all do. That's how y'all do.
No.
It's like you just had all the preferences in the world, and all I said was I would like a guy
Above 5'6".
Y'all don't know a good man when you got him looking you in the face. Please, I cannot. Like seriously.
We're looking in the face. That's the key thing. We're not looking in the face.
I hate you, Simon.
Okay. Shiara said, I hate you guys. Shiara said, and Shiara basically, and then Nana just said, hey, Nana. Shiara said, I respect preferences. We all have them. There's no need to demean anyone. Keep scrolling if it's not appealing. If we're having a conversation about it, fine. But to take an opportunity to put someone down, male or female, says a lot about your character. Shiara said women do it too to each other. Yes.
We do.
And she said very few are meeting the standards. And she said men with hips. Girl, bye.
Girl, please. I have stories. That's not.
I prefer a plus, or whatever. I prefer a plus. If you're gonna be plus size male, I'd rather you be big all over than just the big stomach with the little legs. I don't like that.
I can't do hips. I'm
fine with hips, if not hips. I'm fine if it's all like full. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah.
Look better. You can't look better in your jeans than I do. I'm sorry.
No.
We're not doing that. No. And I've had a guy like that before.
No.
Like when in my 20s, and I was just like, oh my God, you have hips. I can't. What are we doing with these? I don't know. Yeah. Mm-mm.
I think my boyfriend has a better ass than I do, but I'm not a fan of mine.
Butt is different though. They got a nice butt, but down.
Butts are different. I like butts are different. Yeah.
So we're gonna read one question. The second question we're gonna read another time because we don't have a mom on. So I figured we'll wait till we have like a mom for the next question. So our last question for tonight is, and you guys can answer this one because you guys are both, in relationships. So I guess I can answer for the past. How do I tell a mate that I'm bored in the relationship? So
can I answer that?
Go ahead.
So you look at him and you say, I'm bored. I feel like, no, seriously. I feel like we act as if, men aren't pretty fucking straightforward. You can just tell them what the hell you want and what's going on. I've never felt the need. I'm not. Thank you, Shiara. Baby, I'm bored. It's like I've never felt. I've been in a relationship with my current guy for 2.5 years, and that's the longest relationship I've ever been in. So I'm not here to say that I'm a relationship expert. I am here to say that communication never fails if you both are willing to communicate. So I don't understand why it's so hard to say I'm bored. Hey, you never give me an orgasm. Hey, I'm tired of you never taking me out to dinner. Hey, all of these things.
Yeah.
You have a healthy relationship because you communicate. And I love to tell the story about my boyfriend and how he really, really good in bed. I mean, he's really good in bed. That's why we're still happy. But he had a little trouble with the cunnilingus. And
the what? I didn't hear that. The what?
The cunnilingus. The going down, the eating. And I'm not a huge eating girl, so I'm like, oh, it's fine. I don't care. But then he kind of like stopped because I kept saying, I don't like that. I don't like that. It feels like you're eating someone else's vajayjay, not mine, because I don't really like that. And so after he kind of stopped, because I think he kind of got in his feelings, but then we talked about it. I said, hey, babe, you kind of stopped going down there. What's going on? He's like, it just seems like you don't like it. I said, I would like you to adjust, but I do like it. And so now he eats miraculous vagina. Really, really good at it. Oh my goodness gracious. Like award-winning. I didn't walk into a relationship with an amazing cunnilingus. I discussed it until I got one. If you're in a relationship where you can't communicate, you're in the wrong relationship. That's really what you should be talking about.
That is true.
That is true. Yeah.
You should feel comfortable enough to communicate, but we don't. A lot of times we're scared, but Sorcerer, you can. I'll go last, I guess. Sorcerer, how would you tell us that? Not necessarily your current relationship.
Okay. So I'm gonna say how you say it, but I did signs of being bored in a relationship because some people don't know they bored in relationships, right? So I put you're just comfortable with each other and you just don't do anything. That's a sign where it's like just put your leg up, babe, on the wall, and we're just gonna, that's a sign. You're not interested in learning more about your partner. That's a sign too. When you don't want to like learn more about them. Also, when you don't think about the future, you don't think about like juicy vacations or big vacations, and it's just like I'm going home to Tyrone. I'm gonna cook some chicken. That's the problem. But I do feel like sometimes we can't be verbal. Sometimes women. I speak for me personally. I have like a big block in my throat when I want to express myself, right? And it's really weird. So what I would do, no pun intended. So I would do like dress up. I would do like spontaneous things to see how he will react to it, right? If I'm bored. Now, if he's so boring after I just did a split, which I don't know, or a handstand, that's not what I'm doing, but I'm just saying, then it's time for communication because, like, I just broke my back and you're still being boring. Like, so what are we going to do? So I do think communication is good. And you just got to keep things spicy. Like, because sometimes you do have a man that's just like, they might have good sex. But just because you have good sex don't mean you're exciting.
Right.
That's that. So, just because you get to the act and it's good, it's like, okay, what are we doing afterwards? Or what are we doing before this? Like, how are you going to get me moist or whatever? Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you do have to talk to the person. I do think you talk. And then, ladies, I feel like we don't realize that sometimes we become too because we're tired, we're working. Maybe he ain't paid a phone bill this day. It's something like we become boring as well. So we have to spice it up as well. And I think men follow women. If you're going to be a freak, they're going to be a freak. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say about it.
I could say the one time I was bored. So there's a couple funny things about it. I don't think I realized fully I was bored, like Sauce Ray said. So that was a good point. But I was trying to suggest the two thing, and they would just be like, no. Like, it'd be like, let's go to the movie or let's go to the beach. And the person had a car, and we never did anything but movies and hang out. So I was bored over everything, every aspect. Mm-hmm. So the funny thing is how life is full circle. I didn't realize I was bored until the person, Miss Meredith, me and Kathleen used to work together, and we were all sitting at tables, me, her, and some other friends, and I forgot what I said. I said, "Oh, my boyfriend." She said, "You have a boyfriend?" I said, "Yeah, we've been dating about, let's say, 7 months." She said, "Joe, we sit at the table every fucking day. You've never mentioned your boyfriend." And when she said that, I was like,
"Oh my God."
I never talked, and y'all both know me. If I'm good, I'm gonna talk about it. So that was
can't believe we said.
Right. That's when I realized I was bored. So thank you, Kathleen, because I swear to you, I was just like in the motions, bored out of my mind, not realizing it. And then Kathleen was like, "You don't talk about this guy." Like, me and her were sitting at the table every day for a month, and I never mentioned a boyfriend. We used to sit next to each other at the call center, and I never mentioned my boyfriend. And I didn't realize I didn't mention him, so I wasn't into him.
Yeah.
So I made suggestions, and I just ended up breaking up with him. We got back together. He was still boring, so he's just boring. So
yeah, some men are just boring. Like,
he was just boring.
I think we get so caught up with him being a good guy, that it's like Bourne. I could work with Bourne. He's not cheating on me. He's not a fuck boy. It's like maybe I can. It's like if it ain't it, it ain't it.
We weren't compatible. And there are some girls who don't like to go out. That a dinner in a movie or breakfast in a movie would be fine, but I'm not one of them girls.
Yeah.
And it is a between a fuck boy and a boring boy. It's a between.
Yeah.
So we need to know that it's between, like, I don't want you to be so excited and I'm looking out my window to see when you're coming home. No. But I want you to be exciting in the relationship. Like, we need to be exciting. It's the worst when you're in a relationship and you're bored. It's like, you know, this man is good on paper, but I'm about to bite the paper. Like, it's just like, I'm so bored. You know, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I can't.
So we're gonna you gonna read the comments. So Ciara said, I would say that it's also important to know who you're with, to get with him, who always stays in the house, and then you get mad because he doesn't take you out. Talk about it. Yes. Bye.
Like, can you be angry?
Oh, can you be angry? You knew who he was. Oh, okay. My guy, I didn't know he was boring because, you know, when you first go, you went to the movies, like you go to the movies and get something to eat, that's cool. All right, so we went to the movies, get something to eat, that's cool. Week 2, went to the movies, got something to eat, that's cool. I didn't know that was going to be a week. We were together like every single week.
Yeah, nobody. It's first of all, movies don't come out like that. So what are y'all going to see every week?
Nana said, she said the boring ones eat their pussies. Well, you know.
I have a friend who has a theory who says pretty boys can't fuck. That it's like you gotta get the. I have a friend who has a theory that pretty boys can't fuck. You gotta get the nerdy, boring guys if you want actual good sex. That
I disagree with that.
I disagree.
What's her theory?
I disagree.
You know, I think the men that are pretty and has had like a lot of sexual experience are really good at that. Now the men that are pretty and corny, probably not. They need an apron or a bib to do what they have to do. But them gutter little look like they got shot a couple of
These one look like they got shot.
I'm trying to change my life, Kathleen. I'm trying to change my life. But and that's what got me in trouble, dealing with the stupid shit. But I'm saying, those little dusty little niggas, excuse my language. Them little dusty guys, they.
On that note, so we say goodbye.
I didn't mean to say niggas, but you know. It grows. Men grow. It grows.
That's your final thought?
No, my final thought is
got a little hot in here. Well, that girl thought.
Just have fun in life. Just enjoy life. Enjoy your body. Enjoy yourself, like Kathleen said. Yeah, just enjoy yourself because life is short. Obviously, we know during this time, life is short, and don't be bored in the house in a pandemic with somebody. You gotta tell them to go. I'm sorry, because it's not gonna work.
Any final thoughts?
My final thoughts. Start with self. You know, I feel like loving yourself and understanding yourself and connecting with yourself will empower every decision you make. And that's relationships, that's jobs, that's careers, that's all that shit. So really figure out that your yes is a yes and your no is your no. And, you know, really knowing what I want has helped me create directions and helped me know myself. And I think that's my final thought. Yeah, really get in touch with you. And it's so hard for us to get in touch with ourselves so much because I think, especially as Black women, we're always thinking about everybody else, you know, but really get focused and centered about what you want. And I think it'll help you get all the shit you want in life.
Yes, I love that. My final thought is that was fun. I want Kat to come back and we're definitely, you know how sometimes you know your friends, then you forget. So we gotta come back and have a girl talk. I don't know why I forgot sometimes how you are. Yeah. Made this rated NC-17.
It was a late night show. I thought I could say what I wanted.
You can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Children can be in bed.
We're gonna have a girl chat. So next week we're gonna be, like you said before, we'll have a little bit more serious thing, talk about George Floyd and everything like that. But we will see you next week with a whole lot of topics,
a whole lot of gossip,
and a whole lot of fun. Good night.
Good night. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
open up. UOPN